start, for everyone who's missing this part, you can rewatch this because I'm gonna send the reply to literally everyone who signed up for this webinar. I'm not quite sure that this webinar is going to be a part of the, I'm not quite sure whether I'm gonna post it in public, but to everyone who signed up, definitely I'm gonna send it. So let's quickly start. Who am I? My name is Ilya. I was a senior hire at Lemlist. I'm ex-growth leader at Expandy, and now I'm running and growing my own agency in the product called GrowthBand and Growthy. And when it comes to GrowthBand, we help with different growth tactics and strategies. We actually help B2B brands build result-driven in-house outbound lead generation systems. We have our own services. It's like audit, strategy. We build coding infrastructures for B2B brands. So feel free to reach out to us. Second one, we are also helping with SaaS businesses with go-to-market consultancy and advisory. And of course, we do help with top-class outbound education. That's who we are. I hope you know me. If you don't, this is exactly what we do. And why I have something to say about LinkedIn, because it's not only right now I'm generating leads on LinkedIn, but I'm in this game for quite a long time. Back in 2019, I joined Lempire, and I joined Lemlist team to grow Lempot. At that time, I helped to grow this product from 2K in MRR to almost $500,000. And that was the product, that was the #1 and the first LinkedIn engagement pod at that time. I was also managing and growing one of the biggest communities around LinkedIn growth. If you are a part of this community or you were a part of this community, just say me hi, because probably some people remember me from those times. And I'm constantly reaching millions of people with my content on LinkedIn, and all of those things are pretty great, pretty nice, etc., etc. But what about the real metrics? I use LinkedIn as one of the, not main, but one of the main channels to grow the products I was working with, both Expandy, Lemlist, and some other products as well. And because of LinkedIn, like working with LinkedIn in the proper way, you could actually generate thousands of users from LinkedIn. That is pretty cool, right? But when it comes to the real results, for our B2B agency that we have right now, we are reaching around 80 leads, high quality leads per month from LinkedIn. And if you take a look at the results over here, you might see that from the outreach part, whenever we actually send DM messages or just messages to people or connecting with people, it's only the half of all the leads we're getting per month from LinkedIn. And this is exactly what I want to discuss today. And it didn't, like all those 80 leads per month, etc., it didn't come from any viral post that I was running, right? It didn't come from my first outreach campaign. Actually, my first outreach campaign failed. My second failed. My third failed. Actually, I guess that for the whole year, when I tried to generate leads on LinkedIn, I failed constantly. And this is true. I do remember how people told me that I'm doing the wrong thing. And at the end of the day, I did the wrong thing. But and all of those results that we have right now, they are not coming from random actions that we are taking. It's all, the formula is pretty simple. It's all the consistency of doing the right things. So today we're going to talk about how to do those right things, because I can't really work on the consistency that you have. You only need to have proven strategies, frameworks, and processes so you can implement it in your specific case and get probably not the same results, but sometimes even better results, sometimes worse results, but the results that you want to get out of LinkedIn. So today I'll try. I cannot promise you that I will cover everything from A to Z. I'll try to cover. Why I cannot promise you, because I do have a lot of slides, just tons of slides, but we are limited with the time, so I will try to cover everything. So let's move on. And one more thing, that I prepared the Notion file with all the guides, the tools, the new growth hacks, with Miro boards, with prompts, with icebreakers, with different tactics on how to use those tools or those tools within one single Notion file. And if you tell me in the chat just saying, yes, please share it, or like you don't need it, let me know and I'm gonna send it to you right now or probably after the webinar. So just let me know whether you want me to share this this Notion file. So if yes, yeah, okay, I see. Oh, okay, everyone says yes. That's why. Okay, here's the link. Here's the link. No worries. After the webinar, I'm gonna send you all the links as well. So please don't miss that. So, and feel free to ask me any questions in the Q&A section. But all the questions about the links, the tools, etc., I'm gonna send you during the webinar or after the webinar. So no worries about those things. So LinkedIn and email. It just feels like back in the days, a lot of people had the same attitude, had the same mindset about LinkedIn and cold emailing. Why? Because back in the days, people had one email account, their primary email account that they were using to send cold emails. And at the same time, they had this one LinkedIn account, their own LinkedIn account to send connection requests and generate leads, right? So at that time, it just felt like those two channels are pretty similar. You are proactively sending text messages to other people who didn't expect you to send those messages, and you try to generate leads out of them. The whole idea is pretty much similar. Plus, at that time, the limitation of both platforms were pretty much similar as well. So with LinkedIn, you could reach out to, I don't know, like from 500 to 1,000 people per month. With cold email, you could reach out to pretty much the same number at that time. So 5 years ago, everyone was thinking that LinkedIn and cold emailing is going to merge into one channel, or at least into one lead generation path, into one lead generation, world that we want to work in. So yeah, there are some differences on LinkedIn. There are some connections like that, acceptance rate, no open rate. With cold email, it was different, etc. But at the end of the day, everyone felt that multi-channel is the next generation of the outbound lead generation, where we use both channels, cold emailing and LinkedIn. But since that time, it just felt like everything changed a lot, because cold emailing as the channel started going in the opposite direction. It started focusing on the volume. Now there are tons of products that you can use and pay $100 or $200 and send thousands of cold emails per month or per day or per week, etc. So now everyone who is trying to work with cold email, they try to focus on the volume, on the quantity of the cold emails that you can send. You right now don't need only one email account. You can create dozens, hundreds of domains and mailboxes and use it for cold emailing, right? When it comes to the LinkedIn, it's different, right? When it comes to with LinkedIn, you all remember that LinkedIn was a spammy place, a place where you actually don't want to log into LinkedIn because you know that there are gonna be hundreds or thousands of people who are gonna spam you with useless messages, with outdated tactics, with generic templates, etc. And at that time, LinkedIn, the amount of people who were using LinkedIn went down. And LinkedIn changed. They started focusing and fighting against spam even more compared to what they did before. So now cold emailing is more about the volume and LinkedIn is less about the volume. Now you're extremely limited with the amount of connection requests that you can send, with the amount of messages that you can send, sorry, etc. Sorry, I'm a bit sick these days. And at the end of the day, cold emailing and LinkedIn is extremely different right now. With cold emailing, you can reach out to thousands of people pretty easy by paying only $100 check. Or when it comes to LinkedIn, you can just send 100, 150 connection requests per week. And this is a huge difference, right? At least in numbers. Now you cannot use LinkedIn and cold emailing with the same mindset. So the difference between the cold email and LinkedIn is becoming even more significant right now, right? And those differences were before We all knew about those differences, but because the limitations are pretty much similar, the whole approach is pretty much similar, everyone tried to be blind about those differences. But now it's important to understand the differences. The first one, LinkedIn is humanized platform. It's all about humans. When it comes to the cold emailing, whenever you get the cold email from anyone, right, you just see their name, their signature, and that's basically it. Whenever you get the connection request on LinkedIn, you actually can see their experience, who they are, what type of content they're posting, what are the types of comments that they're leaving, etc., etc. You know the person way more. The second one, LinkedIn is right now all about the long-term results. You cannot just run one simple campaign and get amazing results. And even if you can, even if you are lucky, you cannot reproduce the same results again. And cold emailing right now is more about ads. The more emails that you send, the more results you get. Yes, you're gonna reach the plateau whenever you reach out to literally everyone in your target addressable market, or you're gonna reach out the plateau whenever you hit some problems with your deliverability, etc., etc. But whenever you don't send any cold emails, you don't get any results out of this channel. It's pretty much the same comparing to to Facebook ads or Google ads. But LinkedIn is different. Here, you get low results, small amount of leads at the very beginning. But then, whenever you grow your LinkedIn account, whenever you grow your personal branding, and whenever you become a thought leader in a specific topic, there are going to be way more people who are coming to you even without you sending any outreach messages. Now, cold emailing is all about, it's pretty much the same thing as ads, but LinkedIn is different. It's more about branding and how to build that brand, right? And in order to prove that, let's just take a look at the simple math. Lead generation mathematics for LinkedIn and for cold emailing. So for LinkedIn, let's take a look at the amount of connection requests that you can send per month per one LinkedIn account. So it's going to be around 200, sorry, from 200 to 400 new connections per month that you can send from your LinkedIn account. And with the average acceptance rate of 50, 55, 60% acceptance rate, you're going to end with the 10% reply rate, which is not that bad, right? You're going to get from 1 to 4 leads. And for some people, for some companies, it might be more than enough. But I always have one question: how to double it? How to make it 2x or 3x more? Because in this case, you cannot actually increase the input. You cannot actually increase the amount of connection requests that you're sending because you are limited. You cannot really increase the amount of LinkedIn accounts that you're using because every single additional LinkedIn account that you're using for your outreach purposes is not going to add the same amount of bandwidth that you have, right? Plus, where to take those LinkedIn accounts? You can rent them, but it's a shady technique. You can ask your colleagues, but it's also a limited thing. Plus, LinkedIn account is still a personal thing, not a company thing. So in those cases, it's pretty hard to double those results, even if you're happy with those results, right? And the real question is that whenever we have the same mindset as we have for cold emailing, but we do have the same mindset for LinkedIn, it's never going to work for us. We cannot really double the results unless we triple or quadruple the amount of LinkedIn accounts that we are using for the outreach. And those are the main problems that people are facing. Same approach as with the cold email. No content creation, and I'm going to talk a lot about those things. Low ICP knowledge, whenever you actually don't know in the details who you're talking to and how to talk to those people. Outdated tactics and wrong tool set. When it comes to the wrong tool set, it's not a big deal unless you face the problem with LinkedIn banning your accounts, right? If your LinkedIn account is getting banned, oh, that's gonna be a problem. So with LinkedIn, you can't really double it as with cold email. With cold email, you can just double the amount of cold emails that you are sending, and that's not going to cost you a lot of money. With LinkedIn is different. Plus, you're always risky. It's always risky. You're always in the risk dangerous zone because if LinkedIn bans your account, oh my God, you lost everything, right? So in this case, what is working? on LinkedIn. Because if I can generate those results, you can do, and you can get the same results as well, right? So let's take a look at, let's make a step back and take a look at the LinkedIn evolution a little bit deeper to understand what is working right now. So back in the days, we all remember LinkedIn was a spammy place. Nobody liked LinkedIn. Nobody wanted to log into LinkedIn. And we can see that on this trend. It was the trend that was going down, right? But LinkedIn understood that it cannot be the same, right? We cannot just take a look at how more or less and less people are using LinkedIn. So they started fighting against spam, right? So that was the number one thing that people felt bad about LinkedIn. And at the same time, with the combination that, okay, LinkedIn is fighting against spam, plus LinkedIn is still the number one business social media platform, it means that more and more people are coming back to LinkedIn because it's still the number one place where you could go for business relationships and and for as a social media. At the same time, it's less spammy. It's pretty great. Less coming back to LinkedIn. And LinkedIn went even further. They started thinking, how can we keep more and more people log into LinkedIn on a daily basis? Because how does LinkedIn earn money? Basically, the active users are the active users. It's the number one focus for LinkedIn because active users, they buy premium versions of LinkedIn, such as Sales Navigator, Recruiter, Recruitment Plan, etc., etc. Also, those people who are active, they can actually scroll their feed, find the ad, click on those ads, and LinkedIn is going to get money from ads as well. And what kills that retention? Spam kills that retention. So LinkedIn started focusing on active users by fighting against spam and focusing on the most important part, how to get even more active users. And the formula is pretty simple. People need to find enough value in the connections that they have or get on LinkedIn, plus the content. Because if it's still only the social platform, that's only one case. But it's social media platform where people need to consume content, right? And in this case, they started focusing on how to make even more people not only connect with others, but also read more content. And that's how LinkedIn looks right now. And this is a completely different story and completely different situation comparing to cold emailing, right? Because with cold emailing, whenever you reach out to people, for example, I'm sending the email to you and you don't reply to me. I can send you the follow-up, then the next follow-up, then the next follow-up, then I say, okay, you didn't reply to me, bye-bye. In this case, it's pretty straightforward, right? With LinkedIn, it's totally different because if I send the connection request to new people and these people do not accept my connection request, we are not becoming first degree connections. And I cannot even really follow them up. Here, there are some email things, etc., but I cannot really follow them up. But it's way worse comparing to cold emailing because with cold emailing, I can follow up. But on LinkedIn, the real magic happens when people accept your connection request. And when they accept in your connection request, this is a really important thing. You're not only able to send follow-ups, but they also will see the content that you're writing, the likes that the post that you like, the post where you commented. You can follow them up, you can engage with them, you can like their posts, you can endorse their skills, etc., etc. Those people become a part of your social media bubble, and it's way more important to comparing to just the ability to follow people up, right? So and that leads to one extremely important thing. What is working on LinkedIn right now? It's not outbound, it's not inbound, it's all-bound. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you heard about this new approach, all-bound LinkedIn lead generation. So what exactly is it all about? The all-bound is about outreaching people who are the most relevant. Because you're limited with the amount of connection requests that you can send, that is why you have to maximize every single connection request that you're sending, right? The second one, you need to leverage the fact that whenever you connect with someone, you get even more opportunities to engage with those people, engage with this audience by providing content, etc., etc. So you have to create and produce high quality content to build a proper trust and credibility. The third thing, your profile shouldn't be like your public CV. It should be a part of your funnel. It should be your landing page. And the fourth thing, it's a non-stop engagement. And it's all about not only messages, but also content, messages, comments, likes, etc., etc. Whenever you become, and this is the only approach where you can become the top leader, the person who is top minded. Like whenever I have any problems with LinkedIn ads, I do know where I should go because I know that person. I do have trust and credibility because of the content that this person is producing. Plus, there are so many different tactics and strategies where you can leverage this trust even more, right? So this all bound approach is pretty important. So I see that some people are asking questions. Please, can I ask you whenever you have any questions, ask them in the Q&A section so I don't miss them, okay? So you can just copy and paste that. Let's move on. And this is the framework. This is actually how the framework looks like in the Miro. Here is, I will send you the deck. You can copy the link, etc., etc. So let's talk about this. Let's start from the very beginning. We always start with the ICP and buyer persona. We always need to understand our target audience in the details. I'm not going to dive deeper into this section a lot, even though it's extremely important for everyone to understand and systemize their knowledge about the target audience pretty well. We do have great templates. If you want, I can share all of those templates with you, but if you don't, I will not send those things. So we started with the ICP, where we need to not only understand their geography or location or size or whatever, but we also need to understand what are the main problems that they have, the main challenges that they're facing, what are the places where do they gain the information from, right? So like Medium or some LinkedIn communities or some Facebook communities, etc., etc. We need to have a complex understanding of our target audience, not only for our outreach messages, but both for outreach and content strategy. Once we have it, we need to focus on the LinkedIn profile. And again, it's not your landing page. It's your landing page, not a CV. So that means that there should be three important things. You should have the clear call to action with the next step in the funnel. And I'm going to show you what I mean. You need to have a clear value proposition explaining how you can help your ICP specifically. And you need to have the social proof to boost credibility. And what I mean is that a lot of people will see your LinkedIn profile not only from your outreach messages, but not only from your LinkedIn posts, but also from all of your interactions that you have and engagement that you have across the platform. So whenever you leave comments, a lot of people from your first degree connections will see your profile again and again. And they need to have a clear understanding how you can help them. So let's talk a lot. Let's break it down. The headline, it should be 3 words, value proposition, pretty clear. Plus, you can add who you are, like a co-founder, CEO, but you always need to explain how you can help your ICP. The cover image should show the path to the call to action. The feature section should consist of the call to action with the real click link. About section is the storytelling. Only a few percentages of people will actually read your about section, but those who will do that will actually reach out to you. They will actually want to work with you. They're gonna be the most active. The experience should be the call to action to your case studies, and button, it should be the call to action as well. So think about how you can add as many call to actions with a clear value proposition and implement it to your profile by explaining who you are and how you can help your target audience pretty easily. So let's talk about this. For example, There are actually a few examples of the call to actions. It might be a link to your Calendly or the link to your calendar, Calendly, or to any other lead magnets that you have, or to small products, or to some calculators, etc., etc. So let's take a look. I really love how Matt has optimized his own LinkedIn profile. So lead magnet with call to action in the cover image, short value proposition in the headline, call to action with the click over here, right? Then we go down and we see that, okay, there is a real story in the about section. And again, only a small percentage of people will actually read it. But those who are gonna read it, they're gonna become the most active people. Then we have LinkedIn posts with focus on the ICP. Yes, pretty great. Then a clear value proposition with the results and case studies over here with some testimonials or case studies in the experience section. Can you imagine? Everyone is trying to optimize their experience section just to look cool in terms of to find the next job better, right? But but what you have to do, you have to actually optimize it to help your new clients, new people who are visiting your profile understand how you can help and take a look at your previous results. So those are the things that you have to do. Also, here are a few great examples. I really like how Matt is also optimizing his own LinkedIn profile. Pretty clear, pretty straightforward, call to actions everywhere, clear value proposition everywhere, right? And when it comes to the traffic on the LinkedIn profile, you're gonna have different ways of how people gonna visit your LinkedIn profile. And you always need to optimize it considering your ICP. And of course, whenever you're changing ICP, if you have several, right, you always need to adapt and optimize your LinkedIn profile to that specific ICP. Sorry. So the next part, let me take a look at the questions that people have. So yes, I'm gonna send all the materials with the deck, with the mirror board, with a link to the list of tools and resources. So here's one more time, link to all resources. Yes, here's the link to all resources. One more time, I'm gonna send you, and I'm also gonna add to this Notion file the link to the YouTube recording and to the deck. So feel free. Let's move on. Again, because there are way more people who are coming back to LinkedIn, of course, they're going to be way more readers, right? But because LinkedIn has a huge content creation barrier, it's not the same as TikTok. It's not the same as Instagram. You actually have to invest your time into content creation because content, whenever you're creating content, you can build trust, but you can also lose trust whenever you're creating and producing and publishing low quality content. That is why there are way less people who are creating content on LinkedIn comparing to those who are actually reading it. We actually need to understand that it's not the same as on any other social media platform. Here, you have to invest time into creating great content. You have to spend hours. And people in business don't have hours to write content. That is why there are way more readers compared to creators, right? So, and this is the thing that we need to understand. Again, how does LinkedIn earn money? The more they are selling ads and premium subscription to LinkedIn. So the more you scroll, the better for LinkedIn, because that means whenever you scroll, you can actually see the valuable ads and you can click on those ads and LinkedIn is gonna get more money out of that, right? And that means right now that back in the days, LinkedIn was not focusing a lot on the content creation. And this is true. They always thought they were always focusing on the social rather than media part. They prioritized the content that your first degree connections created. Now it's different. Because LinkedIn is focusing on the high quality content to show to you in your feed, they started showing it by default by most relevant posts and not most recent posts of your first degree connections. And if you open your LinkedIn feed, you're going to see that the majority of the posts are not from your first degree connections, right? That means that they're going to boost great posts on a bigger audience. Again, there is a disbalance between the readers and content creators. And as a result, they're going to boost the posts, whenever you have the situation that you scroll for 10 minutes and you still need to take a look at great posts, LinkedIn will start pushing the post of the people who are not your first degree connections, right? So in this case, we need to understand how the content boosting algorithm is actually working on LinkedIn. So whenever you write a LinkedIn post, it starts showing it to a really small percentage of your first degree connections, like to a few hundred people. And then they take a look at whether those people are actually engaging with this content or not. If not, they're not going to boost it. That's pretty great. Okay, it's fine. But if your first degree connections, a small percentage, are engaging with those type of content, they're gonna show it to bigger audience, to the friends of your friends, to your second degree connections, and even more of the first degree connections, right? And that is working like a snowballing process. And whenever more and more people are engaging with your content, that means you can actually go viral and get more audience and reach more people from your ICP and target audience. Plus, LinkedIn has done a really great job when it comes to the prioritizing and personalizing the content for every single person. So right now, if your post is going viral, you like with 100 or 90% guarantee that your target audience will see that content. It's never gonna be extremely random people. People in your industry or people in this specific topic are going to see that. So whenever we are talking about the different engagement, we need to understand that there are different types of the posts, right? Because you have different types of engagement. You do have the post like a PDF, the LinkedIn carousel, or you have the video, or you have the image, or you have the long post, short post, you have the meme, etc., etc. How can we actually understand the difference between those formats? And of course, there is a difference. The very first thing that we need to understand, how does LinkedIn take a look at your LinkedIn profile and your LinkedIn content? It's basically how do people engage with it. But what does engagement mean? That means what people are actually proactively doing whenever they see your post. And there's so many ways. They can actually click on see more, they can visit your profile, they can like, comment, repost, send it to someone, they can load more comments, they can actually save this post, they can copy the link to this post, etc., etc. There's so many different ways how people can interact and engage with your content. And we need to understand it to optimize our content and our content strategy. So we're going to have even more people who do the actions that LinkedIn consider as the engagement, right? But there is some extra engagement, right? Because it's all about the text type of the post or the text plus image type of the post. But there is one more extra type of the engagement. Whenever it comes to the videos, it's pretty clear. The depth of view of the video. So how long on average people actually watch the video. And if this percentage is pretty small, this video is never going to be viral. But if you're creating really engaging video, and I'm going to talk about those things today, you can reach a huge amount of people and you're going to have a huge amount, the depth of view, the percentage of the view is going to be high enough. So LinkedIn is going to boost it on a bigger audience, and you're going to have even more people who are starting trusting you because they are watching your videos. And again, there is a difference between how can you build trust by just sharing memes. You cannot build the trust. But whenever you educate people or share your own perspective on the topic in a long format, yes, you're going to have less people, but the engagement of those people is going to be way higher, and the value of those readers is going to be way higher. So, and with the LinkedIn carousels, the PDF files that you all know, you can actually swipe it. You can, every single time you swipe it, boom, 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 boom. That's a new engagement for LinkedIn. And the more people swipe it, that LinkedIn considers it more and more engagement. So it's going to be more and more viral, right? And of course, as an extra topic is the lead magnets creation. So whenever you actually ask people to leave comments, and if they leave it, you can reach out to them and send any materials like a Miro board or the webinar recording or whatever. Even after this webinar, I'm going to publish the post about, hey, please, here is the webinar ID. If you want to get a replay or some materials, just comment below and I'm going to send it to you, right? So, and in this case, of course, a lot of people are actually commenting, and it shows to LinkedIn that this post, people engage with this post, and this post can go viral. And then, okay, we understand the types of the posts, we understand the difference between the formats. How can we actually implement it in our own case, right? The very first thing, we always need to combine those, the ICP that we have, the buyer persona that we have, and our understanding, plus our understanding of the formats, and build the content plan. Here's the prompt that we're using for content plan, and as a result, we're going to have this content plan. It's just the example. We use it for the RevOps topic, but it might be different, and it's actually working not that bad. It's actually working pretty well, and whenever we share it with others, it's more than enough for a lot of people, this type of the content plan. Okay, and whenever you create the content plan, you always need to understand that if you are creating one piece of the content at a time, you're going to spend too much time on that. This is true. 10 different posts, like whenever, if you're spending like 40 minutes on writing one post and you have to write 10 posts, oh my God, you're going to spend 400 minutes on writing like 2 weeks content, right? In this case, what we always try to think, how can we repurpose the content that we are creating into different formats so we have more content. So for example, when I have the webinar, we can actually publish it as the YouTube video, or we can actually publish it as a podcast. We can always publish it as the text version of the post. We can publish it as the infographics. We can create the PDF presentation type of the post and publish it on LinkedIn, etc., etc. And the real example, I do have the article. I wrote the article. Then I just create a simple video about this article, publish it on LinkedIn. Then I have the lead magnet with the please comment and get this lead magnet. People are gonna comment that, and I just have the text version of the post. And this is just a simple example. And I'm gonna show you how to do this with AI. And okay, whenever we have this understanding, whenever we have the content calendar in mind, and now we can actually take a look at our content calendar again and rework the topics and try to build the topic segments whenever we actually know how we're gonna repurpose some of the content that we have or gonna create. Then the next question is, okay, how can we create great content? Let's just quickly go through that. The video content, you actually have 3 types: screencasts, long format videos, or TikTok styles of the videos. Let's just pretty quickly, when it comes to the screencasting, I'm usually using Screen Studio, one of the best tools, highly recommending you. A one-time payment, $90 or something like that. And that is doing a really great job with editing, with a great camera, etc., etc. Highly recommend you. The video, the next part of the video, whenever you have a long form type of the video format that you have, such as webinars, podcasts, whatever, you can always convert it into the actually into short videos like TikTok style of videos pretty easily using Opus AI, Opus.pro. This is the AI tool that is actually cutting and editing your webinars, long videos into short videos pretty quickly. Then PDFs with AI. I'm actually creating all my PDFs with using AI and ChatGPT. So what I'm doing, I'm using the combination of 2 tools, the ChatGPT, and I'm asking ChatGPT to make the list of tools or some bullet points about specific topics in a specific format. Plus, I use Google Sheets to add all of those information to Google Sheets. Then I download all of this Google Sheet and upload it to Canva. And in Canva, I do have the predefined template. If you want, I can share with you how I do this in more details. But just believe me, PDF types of the posts are the best in terms of the reach, and more people are gonna watch your content, take a look at your content actually whenever you publish PDFs, but at the same time, it takes too much time to produce it. That is why I'm using AI here. Here are a few important things that you cannot miss, such as the call to actions everywhere, the QR codes that you can embed everywhere, etc., etc. And one of the main types of the post that you might have, it's the text content. When it comes to the text content, like I might talk a lot about this part, but there are a few things that you need to understand. That there is a specific structure: the hook, the body, the call to action, and the extra call to action. And this is the place for us where we need to follow this structure always straightforwardly. And why do we have it? For example, hook is, and all this structure is actually optimized to have more people engage with your text versions of the post, so more and more people can actually see your content. So LinkedIn is going to boost it on a bigger audience. And I'm not talking about the quality of this content. I'm just talking about the format of this content, the structure, such as like the headline or the first hook should always be eye-catchy because people have to click on more. Here's a great example of how Yuri is writing his own posts, etc., etc. And of course, we are going to talk about the lead magnets. Whenever you create and solving a specific problem of the whole funnel, such as you are the software development agency, or you are the SEO blog article agency, or you are AI automation agency, whatever, like, or you are SaaS business. Whenever you solving a specific problem, you can always find one part of this whole big problem and solve it with a simple, free, or extremely cheap product and share it with people. And whenever it comes to lead magnets, the value that people get is way bigger than the money that you ask. So, for example, whenever I have the calculators or any articles or guides or whatever, I'm sharing it as a lead magnet. And a lot of people actually engage with it. And as a result, I generate leads through the lead magnets as well. And the majority of people who are coming from the posts are actually coming from the lead magnets. So this is the danger zone. Please let me know whether you want to see the danger zone, because here I'm going to show you some AI and advanced techniques. Just tell me yes or no. Probably if you're like, if I'm boring enough, just tell me no, and I'm not going to do that. Okay, everyone said yes, 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 yes. Okay, Alejandro, I hope that you're joking. So, yeah, okay, so let's start with a simple AI, and then we're gonna go to the advanced AI agents. So let's come to the simple AI. If you want to create great content, you actually have to spend so much time on writing. That is why we've created Growsy. It's actually a free tool that helps you. You install the Chrome extension, and you feed it with your own information, your website, your blog articles, whatever. Plus, you tell Growsy who do you like the most. For example, like if you like how I am writing my post, you can copy my style or whatever. You create your own custom style or styles. You can create multiple styles. And then you ask Growsy to write about any specific topic in your business. And we created a really great LLM and a giant that is actually writing high quality posts about your specific audience, about your specific topic. So for example, here is a really simple prompt. Here is the result. And the style and the format of this post is exactly what I need. And you can always change by copying or stealing someone's style. And this is a great thing, right? But we went even further. We help you to not only just ask Growsy to write about something, which is, yes, a little bit better than ChatGPT, sometimes even way better than ChatGPT. But we went even further. Now you can actually add any content on YouTube, on blog articles, whatever. So you just copy the link, add it to Growsy, and ask Growsy to write a post about this specific YouTube video, this specific article, this specific something, like the resource that you added. As a result, It's going to take you just a few seconds, like up to 40, 45 seconds, to write a high quality post in the style that you like about the topic that you want, and then publish it or schedule it for later, right? And this is a really great thing. Again, it's free. We're just, yes, it's limited on free, but still it's free. You can actually use it for a lot of posts on the monthly basis, and it's premium. So just feel free to sign up. Actually, if you want to get to find the link, here is the link to the here's the link to Grossi. You can find it over here. We are using OpenAI o1 model. So yes, but as a result, sorry, as a result, you can actually use different tools to repurpose your content. Again, whenever it comes, for example, the webinar, you can use Opus.pro to repurpose it and make small short videos. You can use Canva to make infographics. You can use Canva with ChatGPT to make the PDF presentation. You can use Grossi to write a text, a really great high quality text post based on the webinar, etc., etc. Whenever you produce any type of the content, you can always create 5 different LinkedIn posts on a high level, not high level, but great enough level of quality. Okay. And then it comes to the a bit dangerous zone when it comes to the AI agents. We don't have enough time, so I'm gonna really, really quickly go through this because we also have the outreach part and the retargeting part, so many parts in this presentation, so I'll go really, really quickly. We actually built our own AI agents that we are using to feed this AI agent with different type of the information, such as Reddit posts, YouTube, whatever, to help us create great content plan and constantly improve the quality of the content that we are creating for ourselves. So if you are working with ghostwriting agency, here's the alternative to the ghostwriting agency who's going to help you. This is actually the AI agent for your social media. How to make it, I'm going to share, like if you want, I'm going to share you the link so you can actually try it on your own. But really, really quickly, what we try to do, we try to feed the AI agent with different types of the information, such as the articles, Reddit newsfeed, etc., etc., and then it analyzes whether it's great for the topic to write about. Then it creates the draft. Then based on this draft, it analyzes the draft in terms of the structure. And then in one of the workflows, we actually send it to us the draft. We say, yes, it's great. And then we actually publish it over here on LinkedIn, but also on Twitter. But with Twitter, it's different type of the format. So this AI machine is pretty great, and if you want, I can share with you some little details about how we made it. But because we have different workflows and different AI agents, but I do have one simple question: how do you enjoy this masterclass right now? Yes, I see that people love it. Awesome, 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that is going to be really, really, yeah, thanks a lot. And the thing, so I'll be super quick right now because I wanted to announce that we are making the LinkedIn lead generation bootcamp, where I want to help you also grow on LinkedIn and actually implement not all of those things, but way more things that we have as a processes, frameworks, tactics, etc., and help you do that and actually implement it and grow your LinkedIn and generate leads on LinkedIn. And the main type of the thing that we wanted to do with this bootcamp is not just to educate, just to share with you the information, but do 2 things. Share with you the educate you how you should actually work with LinkedIn, both with AI agents, with content creation, with outreach messages, with personalization, with sales navigator targeting, with everything. And plus 1 extra month to give you personal feedback as an ongoing thing. You will have to make your homework. You will have to actually submit it in time. You're going to have deadlines, but I'm going to give you my personal feedback every single week with the ideas, with the practical feedback on how to change, etc., what to improve. So we decided to focus on this format because we do believe that in the LinkedIn growth channel, it's not only about the education, it's also about the consistent actions that you make on a weekly basis. And we divided the program by several steps, defining the growth strategy and some foundation, then building the content machine, both AI agents, AI workflows, AI content, not AI content, a great content plan, etc., etc. The module 3 is going to be the LinkedIn outreach process that generates leads, and then we're going to talk a lot about those things and you can do about really great personalization hacks, and of course about how to structure all of this and make it a scalable process. And of course, on top of that, we're going to give our personal feedback on a weekly basis plus homework check. You're going to have the homework, you will have to make it, and then I will give you my feedback on how to improve those things. It's gonna start in just a few weeks, and March 11th. Yes, from March 11th, and we're gonna have 2 months. The first month we're gonna focus on the education. Second month we're gonna focus a lot on the practical implementation with my personal feedback. So main focus, proven frameworks that we personally use, advanced level, and of course, my personal feedback to boost your growth. And as a result, you get a clear guidance plus a system of actions to generate leads on LinkedIn. With ongoing feedback from me, of course, right? So I just want to highlight it because it's pretty important. And as a result, we decided to make this price pretty comfortable for everyone. So the pricing starts from 449 euros. That's for one person. But if you have several people in the team, up to 3 people, you can get this plan, team plan. It's all included in those plans, everything like the recordings, the homework check, the feedback, the personal consultation, etc., etc. So all of those things are included in both of those plans. But the most interesting thing that it's the end of the month and you're on the webinar. That is why I'm sharing with you the link and also the promo code. So here's the link and here's the promo code that you can use. So here's the link and the promo code, the link and the promo code. Okay. Again, here is the link. Here is the promo code. And during the next 24 hours, you're going to have minus 100 euros coupon off on every single plan that we have. Actually, I have 2. So instead of 449 euros, it's going to be 349. Instead of 699, it's going to be 599. Yes, the pricing, like the default pricing is actually pretty great, but we decided to give you a little bonus because you're on the webinar and the type of the content there is pretty great. When it comes to the every single week, we're going to have one lesson, one module. It's going to be the live webinar, closed, not public, of course, etc., etc. We're going to dive deeper into all of the details. And of course, after this module, you're going to have the recording, all the materials, all the frameworks, everything actually. Plus, you're going to have the homework that you have to submit, and I'm going to give you my own personal feedback. Plus, you have the form for the Q&A section, so you can ask me any questions. You can share with me your outreach campaigns. I'm going to give you the feedback, etc., etc. So, one more time, I shared with you the link to the course, and I shared with you the coupon. Please feel free to use this coupon. It's going to work only during the next 24 hours. So, we're going to have 4 modules, 1 module per week. It's going to be 4 lessons. Each lesson is going to be around 2 hours. And after each lesson, you're going to have the homework. So it's going to be one, sometimes complex, sometimes not complex homework. So yeah, if you have any extra questions, please feel free to ask in the Q&A or just directly on LinkedIn. So yeah, thanks a lot and let's move on. let's gonna talk about the targeting. Yes, I know that we are limited with the time right now, but I'm gonna try to go pretty quick. So when it comes to the targeting, we always need to find people who are extremely relevant for ourselves, right? And we can use both LinkedIn Sales Navigator and some other platforms to find the right people. And when it comes to the LinkedIn Sales Navigator, here are some advanced ways to target those people. Here are the filter that you can use. I don't have enough time to dive deeper into each of them, but for example, whenever you take a look at the company who is growing in a specific department, so for example, they are hiring some people or they're firing some people, that is a great way for you to understand whether they have some pains or they don't, etc., etc. So just use, like, I can dive deeper in that. On the course is going to be way deeper when it comes to the course and the targeting. A few tips: you can actually use specific symbols to find people on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Even better, because our main goal, we are limited with the amount of connection requests that we can send. That is why we need to prioritize and actually send those connection requests to only the people who we want to reach out to, right? So there are some examples of how to use and or values to even to identify our audience even better, right? For example, whenever we are hiring or finding CEOs, CEOs and not assistants, we actually need to find it like this, right? Here are some examples of how to use the Boolean search, to find people even better. And I'm going to share with you these formulas if you want. And here are the results of those formulas. As a result, you're going to get a great list of people, because out of 5 or 10,000 people who we find on Sales Navigator, we need to only find 4 to 5 to 600 people, right? And then the next thing, once we have the list of people who we want to reach out to, we actually need to go through several steps. We need to validate whether they are relevant to us or not. How to do that? Basically, we always use Clay for that, and I share with you the list of tools in, yes, here is the list of tools and resources, so you can actually use Clay as well. Plus, you can have plus 3,000 free credits on any paid plans for the first month. So you can use Clay. It's more like the Google Sheets with AI, with AI and all the integrations that you need. In the combination, you can validate whether those people who you found are actually great audience or not. So for example, I always ask my AI agent whether, like, please visit those websites and understand and check whether they fit my ICP or not, right? Or and as a result, I do have the list of people, and AI agent tells me whether it's a fit or they just don't fit, right? And that's, I do have the Clay to validate my list of people who I want to reach out to, right? But also I can go even deeper, and by using some specific formulas, I can get even better results. So whenever I do have the LinkedIn company pages and I want to find a list of people there and I want to scrape them, I might, this is actually the growth hack that is working pretty well for the Sales Navigator. I'm not quite sure whether I have time right now to go dive deeper into those things, but if you're using the Sales Navigator to find people and you're using the company filters to find on the company base, not on the people's base, then you can find the list of people as well using either Clay or using this free growth hack. As a result, you do have the list of people from Sales Navigator or from any other platform like Apollo, ZoomInfo, whatever. Then you can use Clay to enrich the basics. So find the email addresses, find their company domains, etc., if it's missing. And boom, 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 you have the list of people. So now whenever you have the list of people and you found you actually try to use advanced techniques in search, plus you validated this list of people through the relevancy check. Now our main goal is to try to find out who are the most relevant out of those people, right? So yeah, there are some decision makers in some companies, pretty great, but who are the most relevant? Who should we prioritize? We are extremely limited with the amount of connection requests. Who should we prioritize, right? So what we do, we actually need to go through the relevancy check by using also Clay with some integrations. For example, here are some relevancy checks that you might have. For example, company has to be B2B, 100% B2B, or founder should be non-techie, or company has at least 50 plus employees, or 50 plus developers, or company is currently hiring a specific person, or company operates in English-speaking regions, or the company has developers in Eastern Europe, and so on and so forth. So you can actually have the list of your own factors that you consider as the main factors to check whether this company fits your ICP or not. And then you can actually use Clay to transfer this information into the actual search. So for example, we're going to use Clay to add the Clay's AI agent to check whether the company is B2B or B2C. What are their clients? What is their pricing, etc., etc. As a result, by using these prompts, for example, this one to visit the website, this one to check whether they are working with enterprise companies or not. This one is for search. This one is for SEO search in a specific region. As a result, you're going to have all of this information. Why do we need it? Because we cannot reach out to 1,000 people per month. We can reach out to 200, 500. And we need to optimize and maximize every single conversation that we have. So we do need to do our homework, a better job on the preparation side. So once we've done that, we need to check who are out of all of the people who we found and we want to reach out to, who are the most relevant. So for example, we can use the build with integration or some integrations to figure out what are the technology that the company is using, or whether they are hiring right now, right? Or whether they have funding, or whether they are hiring for a specific job role, right? And so on and so forth. I'm showing it to you all pretty quickly because we are limited with the amount of time, but I'm gonna send you the deck so you can take a look at that. For example, one of the great examples is the product reviews. If you're reaching out to tech companies who are building products, you can always check the reviews of their products on Capterra, G2, Trustpilot, and then analyze all of those reviews and personalize your approach by saying, hello, I took a look at your recent G2 reviews, and a lot of people said that it's pretty buggy. We are development agency. Let us do the audit from the user experience perspective, so we can help you highlight what are the things and shape your roadmap. You see what I mean? Now, in this case, your outreach is going to work way better. And of course, we're going to use AI to build the overall sequence. We do have the prompt. If you want, I can share it with you as well. That is actually writing for us pretty great sequences based on all the information our ICP, all the information about ourselves, all the information about the ICP, and about the targeting. And there are a few more steps in the LinkedIn outreach. It's you need to get even better results, right? So you need to maximize every single result. So we use personalization. We do have several steps of personalization. We use video personalization, and this is like loop types of the videos that you're sending and saying, hello, Sarah, hello, Brendan, hello, Tom, hello, Leonardo. I took a look at your website, etc., etc. Here are a few things that I would like to share with you, etc., etc. Let's have a call. And it's well connected to Clay, so you can actually directly use SendSpark integration within Clay to add it to expand the HeyReach, Lagros machine, whatever LinkedIn outreach tool you're using. And of course, it's all about the icebreakers, how to personalize your outreach messages. We do have the framework, we do have the prompt that is actually creating pretty great icebreakers, but I also have the Notion file with all the icebreakers that we are using and how to get all of them. If you want, please tell me in the chat. If you want me to send it, please just tell me in the chat, plus or minus. I'm gonna send to you. So yeah, I do have a few questions. Do you learn all this in the bootcamp? What are you talking about here? So on the bootcamp, we are diving way deeper and we are covering in more advanced and right now I'm just trying to show all of the things that I want to show you. But on the bootcamp, we step by step, take a look at every single part and dive in even deeper. That's even more advanced. That was the question on in the chat. So yes. Yes, okay, in this case, I'm gonna send you after this webinar, the recording, the deck, plus the list of prompts, okay? In this case, I'm gonna do that. And that's basically it. I'm really sorry I didn't manage the time. I know that right now it's 10 minutes later. Let me go quickly through the questions that we have. I see a few questions here, so let's just go through all of them pretty quickly. If you have any questions, please ask me in the so yeah, I do have a few questions here. Marlian, 349 for all the months or per month? No, it's for the bootcamp, and bootcamp is 2 months, so you're gonna pay 349, and that's basically it. How many tools do we need to buy to be effective in the bootcamp? Actually, just one, I guess, the LinkedIn outreach tool that's going to be enough. But for some advanced techniques, you're going to need to buy N8N, make.com. You're going to need OpenAI API key, but at the end of the day, it's not going to cost you a lot. And then probably for some really, really amazing for some really amazing growth hacks, you probably need the advanced version of the clay, but overall it's more than enough. So if you got 85 leads per month, you would need a sales team for the cost. Yes, we do have one. What budget I should plan for the tools? Yeah, that's a great question. When it comes to the tool, I would say to you, depending on the amount of LinkedIn accounts that you have in the team, but around $100 per one LinkedIn outreach tool. Gross, it's going to cost you 30 for free or $30 plus 150 for clay if you want to go with clay, plus a few dozens of dollars in the for some other tools like make.com and so on and so forth. Do you see the difference between posting a post or an article in terms of performance? Yes. When it comes to the articles, how many people do we have right now? Okay, we have way less people right now, so probably I will tell you the growth hack right now. So please just, I'm going to cut it probably on the, probably not, I don't know. But the growth hack is LinkedIn articles and LinkedIn posts are two different things, completely different things. And LinkedIn article is the worst type of the content that you can publish on LinkedIn. But there is the growth hack. Google is actually prioritizing LinkedIn articles pretty high on the search. So if you want to rank high on Google search on with some competitive keywords, you can do this with LinkedIn newsletter. We are talking about this on the bootcamp, by the way, about a specific framework on how to write LinkedIn newsletter articles to grow pretty high on SEO on Google. So yeah. Then how many students do you plan to have for the bootcamp so it keeps personalized? We are not planning to have more than 30 students actually. And I know that some of the students are actually stop sharing or making any homework. And I'm pretty strict with the homework. If you don't make the homework, I'm not going to give you the feedback on that homework. That's pretty clear. That is why it's no more than 30 people. Let's see how it goes. That is going to be the first experience for myself when it comes to the bootcamp. That is why the price is pretty great, actually. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Articles, they could help SEO. Yes, that could work. I've been issues with Clay creating generic messages. Are you sharing prompts too? Yeah, definitely. I'm going to share with you the prompts on how to use Clay in a way better way, especially on LinkedIn. Yes. Yes, the simple question, yes. The more advanced answer, the simple answer, yes. The more advanced, yes. There's going to be a lot of great cases there. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Simon. And now I'm coming back to the questions in the Q&A, right? So fine-tune your AI model for content or using a third-party tool for content generation. I am more for building your own AI agent and fine-tuning it every single week or every single month. So it's gonna work way better. That's the question from Mick. Then Jessica, I'm with agency. Will you be sharing the deck? Yes, I'm gonna share it. Do you see difference between posting a post or an yes? Answer that. Can I know more about how you use ChatGPT to generate PDFs for content repurposing? It's part of the bootcamp actually, but if you want, you can always reach out to me in DMs. I'm gonna send to you how exactly I'm doing that. For grocery, is it possible to do bulk? No, you cannot. You can generate it in bulk with grocery, but you can generate it for every single post and then schedule it. Right now, we don't have the bulk creation of the content, but for one specific content, it's pretty great. Try it out. And do you build AI agents with Make or somewhere else? Actually, two places with Make.com. But the second one, it's N8N, those two, but also we have OmniMind.ai, this one. Over here, so the sales-oriented AI agents are built on OmniMind. The more generic on N8N. So, sorry, I feel sick today, so sorry if I have been issues with Clay generating generic messages. Yes. Yes, and how to use Google Sheets plus GPT instead of Clay. I know you probably use for something. Yes, I do. There is a way. Please reach out to me on LinkedIn, so I will send to you directly. Yeah. So, and a few more questions. The last question is, I'm one person in charge of growth. Can I still succeed? Yes, you can get great growth on LinkedIn, even if you're the only one. So again, one more, because the majority of our, no, not the majority, but it always starts from one person actually, because whenever you see that you're getting results, then you're gonna scale it. So yes, just quickly, here's the link to all the resources. Here is the link, and not all the resources, I'm gonna update it with the recording in the deck. Here is the link to the LinkedIn Bootcamp. Here is the promo code. It's gonna work only during the next 23 hours already. So please don't miss this opportunity to, yes, save at least $100 or 100 euros, but still. So thanks a lot, everyone. Please let me know in the chat whether you enjoyed it or not. I still see that a lot of people are actually live. So please just let me know in the chat from 0 to 10, how was the webinar? Yeah, I understand it was pretty quick, but yeah, 10, 10, 10. Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you so much. 100, oh my God, thank you. 10, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone. And then 100 plus 1. Ooh, that's even better. 10. Thanks a lot. So, guys, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Thanks a lot and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.